All right, hey, welcome to Timberline. Today we're gonna pop open the machine and check out what's under the hood. All right, so the Timberline M Series is what we're gonna talk about today. The models are similar, whether you go with the L Series or down to the XS. The M Series that we have here today, the first thing we like to point out is we use an all steel frame, runs the length of the machine. You can see the frame down here. Your squeegee, all of your squeegee components bolt up to a steel frame, not to your tank. Your transaxle and your casters bolt directly to the steel frame, not to your tank. I've seen my kids' Lego sets have better components than some of our competition, how they snap together. And then also, your scrub deck right here bolts up to a steel frame, not directly to your tank. All right, the actuator, speaking of your scrub deck, it's rated for 200 pounds. Okay, the scrub deck doesn't weigh 200 pounds. It's way overrated for what it's actually doing. Raises and lowers your scrub deck. Maximum cleaning performance because we can put a lot of pressure down on the floor. Okay, scrub deck comes up, and you can see when it comes up, it rotates out of the way. If you're a distributor of ours, you're going to love being able to put this machine in and out of a trailer because of that deck angle. It goes right up without dragging any of the wipers. All right, vacuum protection. One of the most important things on an auto scrubber. Things to point out on the recovery tank up top, when the water comes into the tank, one of the first things it does is it is angled towards the back corner of the recovery tank. What that does is divert it down and away from where your vacuum motor is actually located. All right, so pulling this lid to the side, you've got a stainless steel cage where your large oversized diameter ping pong float is. You also have a primary mesh filter that's really good at knocking foam down and also grabbing particulates before they go into your vacuum motor. All right, but have no fear. You're probably saying, I've got a special unicorn that works for me. Well, if you do, and you do happen to suck any moisture into your vacuum motor, here it is. Easy to repair or service if you need it. All of your water, if you do get any water or any foam into your vacuum motor, is going to come out of this sound deadening tube. And there's actually a special spot molded into the tank so that it goes down into a well and bypasses the rest of the machine, and your dirty water or foam would be discharged out of this blue hose. Okay? Please notice the sound deadening insulation on the front wall of the machine as well as around the vacuum motor, so it's going to keep the decibel rating down, making for a nice, quiet, easygoing operation. Timberline is also proud to use simple off-the-shelf components that you don't need to send a purchase order to whoever knows where a stand on the other side of the world and wait for 2 months to get some fancy membrane panel. You break one of these switches, $5 off the shelf from any hardware store or electrical supply company. It's also inside of the box, just relays and circuit breakers. Simple machine to fix, which means you're not going to have any downtime. Scrubber will be back in service if anything does happen. The M Series has 3 style scrub decks. What we have here is a 26-inch cylindrical. It's great for sweeping and scrubbing. If you have pallet chips, gravel, nuts, bolts, debris on your floor, you want to scrub and sweep it at the same time, this is the scrub deck for you. A disc-style scrub deck. Most people are familiar with that. Simple, rugged, reliable, and mechanically the simplest scrub deck out there. And then there's orbital scrub decks. The orbital scrub decks, think of a palm sander. Okay, so you have a rectangular pad. It's great for taking finish off of a floor. It's also really good for smooth, high gloss epoxy floors using our magic eraser pad. One thing to note about our orbital is we have redesigned a bearing eccentric assembly, unlike anything else in the competition, and have proven a 95% reduction in wear on that component alone. So come check out Timberline. There's more information down below. And remember, when you invest in the American-made Timberline scrubbers, you are investing in the hard-working Americans here in Racine, Wisconsin that have been building rugged, reliable, American-made, American-owned cleaning equipment since 1986.